welcome you back to Black Side Tonight. We're going to talk about the 2020 election today, in which Joe Biden is against President Trump. In the state of Pennsylvania has already been determined by the Attorney General of the state. This election today will be rigged for Joe Biden. And I want you to take a look at this article. We know that Pennsylvania is key to Joe Biden winning. He needs 20 electoral college votes. If he doesn't get Pennsylvania, more than likely he will lose this election. Pennsylvania Attorney General states outcome of the election is predetermined. Calls the election for Joe Biden before Election Day. Democrats know that President Trump is doing well in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, which is why they are fighting to count ballots for up to 3 days after the election. Pennsylvania Republicans took their fight to the Supreme Court last week. The highest court of the land said they will not fast-track Republican challenges to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, extended the deadline for absentee ballots. The justice did leave open the possibility that they will ultimately rule in favor of Pennsylvania Republicans. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who was just sworn in, did not participate in last week's decision because she has had time to fully review the party's filings. Pennsylvania Republicans voluntarily complied with segregated ballots received after Election Day as Republicans continue to fight in court. A few days after the Supreme Court decision, Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro claimed his state's outcome is predetermined and called the race for Joe Biden. If all the votes are added up in PA, Trump is going to lose. That's why he's working overtime to subtract as many votes as possible. For the record, he's 0-6 against us in court. We protected voting rights. Now ignore the noise, he added. President Trump is dominating Keystone State and drew crowds of 58,000 at Butler, PA rally. Joe Biden has vowed to ban fracking and shut down U.S. oil, which would destroy hundreds of thousands of jobs in Pennsylvania. Trump will be in Scranton, Pennsylvania Tuesday for another rally as part of his last-minute campaign sprint. What most people have to understand is that the deep state in America will never let President Trump win this election. They have already determined after Russiagate, after Ukraine Gate, after impeachment, they have tried so many times to take him down. This is why you see the polls, which are fake. They will use the polls to rig the election for Joe Biden. There is no way in hell that you can see crowds like this in Butler, Pennsylvania, and tell me that Joe Biden is winning in Pennsylvania. You haven't seen crowds like this since the first time Obama ran for president. So you telling me that Joe Biden, who can barely get 12 people in a car parking lot, is beating President Trump in Pennsylvania? There are posters already saying that Trump has to win by 4 or 5% to offset the fraud that's going to come from Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. But that's just not it. We see fraud in Texas. We see fraud in Georgia. But when you have the mainstream media on your side like Joe Biden, you have social media on your side like Joe Biden, you can do whatever you want and nothing will be told to the American people. Just like for the last 2 weeks, social media refused to let people see what his son and his family was doing in their overseas dealings with China, Ukraine, and many other countries that they have sold out to. The Biden family is compromised. But one thing they are part of the deep state. And the deep state will never let this man get reelected. There are going to be Trump supporters who watch this video and they will get dispirited, but they have to understand when they go through and they put something called Russian disinformation out, in which they know there is no Russian disinformation. Their whole job is to get this man out of office by any means necessary. And that means if the deep state has to change votes in Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Ohio, to make sure this man, Joe Biden, is elected. And he will not be president for long. Kamala Harris will be the 47th president. This election is rigged. And many of you are going to say, oh, I don't believe it. I'm telling you, there's no way in hell that this man is getting reelected. I don't care what the vote count says. When you see these crowds, you will say, anybody see these crowds, you would say this man is up by 10 points. But you see the fake polls. And the fake polls will be used to benefit Joe Biden. So if they go ahead, like I said, they will rig the election towards Joe Biden, they can easily go in there and steal the election. When you see people saying that this is predetermined in one state, the most crucial state, the Attorney General, their governor is Tom Wolf. They have a Secretary of State that is a Democrat. So they'll be counting votes for 3 extra days, and they'll be counting votes until they get enough to pass President Trump in the state of Pennsylvania. Because without Pennsylvania, Joe Biden has no chance. If he wins Florida, if he wins Arizona, it increases his chance. But you will see that Joe Biden's going to win this election. He's going to win this election because the people who are truly in power want him to win this election. And they the ones who truly run America. They made a mistake in 2016. They let their guards down. And they didn't cross all their T's. But this time, they will. And they will make sure they have a foolproof plan to defeat President Trump on November 3rd. It doesn't matter how big his crowds is. It doesn't matter if he really wins. They always have an out. They will use those polls. And now you see why the 10, 12, 7, 8 point lead will benefit the deep state. Because they will flip them numbers, and Joe Biden by 12 o'clock tonight will be President-elect Joe Biden. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, and share this video.